time for the bell. How many options will you sell? Fire up your platform, get ready to enter. But first, let's get the mindset centered. Hey, hey, let's go. We're not here to gamble, we're here to trade. We follow the plan, that's how we get paid. Testing, trading, have success. Find what works for you and forget the rest. Stats and probabilities is what we're about. Time to dismiss greed and doubt. Focus on the process, not the money. And the profits will flow like honey. Power Hour Live, let's start the show. Come on, trade hackers, get ready to go. 0-day options, time to make bank. Get locked and loaded, then be ready to blank. Hey!
Hey everyone, welcome to Power Hour Live. Today is Wednesday, January 14th. S&P futures currently down 56. NASDAQ down 375. Russell is up 10. Dow down 160. Gold's up 1%. Silver is up almost 8%, above $93. Notes and bonds are green. 10-year yield down about 0.72%. Oil's down a little over 1%. Natural gas down almost 10%. Soybeans, wheat, and corn all a little bit green. Euro and the pound are pretty flat. Bitcoin up over 3%, back above 97,000, almost up to 98,000. VIX still staying a little bit bid from yesterday's close, up 6%. Just dropped below 17. It's at 16.99 currently. As far as my trades today, my BICs, they were doing pretty good. I didn't do any AM tranches in anticipation of the opinion day that never happened. So I didn't fire them until the afternoon. They were doing pretty well. And then Trump Daddy started talking about whole milk in schools. And for some reason, the market went crazy and gave me 3 double stops. So down about 4,800 on those. Had a little bit of slippage as well. One had a $1 slip. One had 70-cent slip. So, I mean, price didn't move that much as far as, especially to the put side, but had a big vol spike. It kind of stopped those out, unfortunately. I did 3 Elmos, hit 3 profit targets, so plus 1,400 on Elmos today. I am in a Wooga. I was planning on potentially putting on another, but then price action started getting a little wild, so I'll just keep this one on. With the volatility expansion, this one is within the tent, but it's down a little bit. On the I did 15 wide on the wings because I was planning on adding another one with 10 wide to help avoid strike conflict. So my short strikes are 6,900 and 6,910. Didn't do a 1 DTE, no calendars. Red on my day trade, 3rd red day in a row on my day trades. Just have not. I've hesitated on some trades that ended up being big winners. I've gotten in trades that stopped me out and then went my direction. The last few days, this week, just have not been kind on the old day trading. So I may scale down my position size just to kind of get back in the swing these last couple days of the week, but nothing crazy. Just managing risk well, but just not hitting very good trades. What else? I think that is it. Yeah, I think that's it for me. So Trump is on the mic right now talking about whole milk in schools and got a little spike up. Now it's coming back down. NVIDIA also had kind of a wild little swing. I think he mentioned something about chips. NVIDIA dropped, flushed through lows, and then spiked right back up. Now it's kind of pulling back a little bit. So just kind of whippy action. Oh yeah, I did have a wheel trade. Bitcoin. My Bitcoin position was up over 50%. So let me pull that up. So on my wheel portfolio, Hood is down a little bit today, but that one's still in the profits. Bitcoin's up over 3%, so I rolled the calls up from 54 to 59. What I wasn't thinking about, obviously when you're selling a put, rolling at 50% of credit makes sense, but I think what I'll do on the covered calls is once price gets above the short strike, that's when I will plan on doing it on covered calls. Nebius is down 3%. That trade is still a little bit green. Rivian is down almost 8%. Those puts are in the money. Silver is up 7.5%. I rolled those puts just a couple days ago, and they're up nicely. And then UNG getting hit. UNG's down 10%, and those puts are in the money. New initiative to bring whole milk back into schools, Elliot. It's a big deal. I guess Michelle Obama did something to remove whole milk out of schools, and Bobby Kennedy wants it back. So there's a White House press conference in the Oval Office right now all about that. And then Trump was talking about chips and a couple other things that kind of sparked some volatility. Yeah, so if you're in a covered call and the price moves up, obviously your call is going to be down, but you have the stock as well, right? So I'm not sure what you mean by opening a new covered call position. I already have the stock, so I'm just selling a further out call against it. I mean, I guess you could only roll the calls when the calls are in the money, which would mean the position would be down. I don't know if that makes sense. I guess it could. Let me think about that. I didn't really think through the covered call part as much as the cash secured puts. But they're the same position, really. So, it's a bullish position. So I think rolling the calls out makes more sense, but let me think through that. Because if it keeps going up, I want to stay in it. I'm just taking the calls and I'm rolling them further out to give myself more potential profit if it keeps going up. Like if you're just selling calls, I get what you're saying, but you own stock too. So you gotta look at both sides. Yeah, if you hold it all the way to get assigned, yes. But my goal, as I talk about in my plan, is to book profits on the way. So assignment's not going to happen that often. Now on the cash secured puts, like with UNG and those that are in the money, I'm not going to do anything with those until they either go back up or I would get assigned the underlying stock, and then I would sell calls against it. Is the whole basis of the wheel. Yeah, so why did crude oil drop? I didn't see anything about that. Got A little Iran news. Here's the daily chart of oil. Got up to about 62.5. Big drop back to 60. And that dropped $1.50 in 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Is it good news with Iran? Typically, if there's bad news, oil would spike. Anyway. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. As far as other movers on my board, RGTI's up 4%, MSTR's up 3.5%, IONQ, QBTS, and quantum names are up 3% plus. Rivian down 7.5%, APP down 7%. Microsoft down 2.5%, Tesla down 2.5%. Yeah, AVGO down 4%, Affirm down 4.5%. A few down days in a row for Affirm after the credit card news came out. IWM continuing to pump. That's one of those that I took twice, and it head faked me out before the move. Pushing above yesterday's high now. Bitcoin ticked a new high, pulling back a little bit. Yeah, I hear you, Dark Avenger. I think, yeah, I don't disagree with you. I think rolling for a debit, that may not be the... I got to figure out what I want to do with my mechanics around that, though. I guess you would only roll the call if the position is down, so the calls are out of the money. Yeah, I think because that would reduce basis, whereas rolling for a debit would increase your basis, right? Yeah, I'll put together my mechanics on that. Let me think through that. I didn't think through the covered call part. It's been so long since I traded that. I was kind of treating it like a cash secured put, but yeah, I think you're right. So S&P's little dip now getting bought back up. My Wooga is going to need price to come back down. Don't really think my Wooga's in good shape. This market looks like it wants to push. She looks like she may want to squeeze. Rip some of this premium out. These options are still pretty juiced. VIX down to 16.7 now. I mean, if you sell a call and you just hold it all the way to expiration, you're going to get a sign, so you're taking a loss on the call at that point. You're getting your stock called away for profit, and you're just closing it then. But what if I still want to stay in it? Well, you only get to keep that premium if it expires out of the money, Moel. You don't get to keep it just for selling it. Woo, look at this push. IWM extending, S&P pushing. Yeah, you can't lose money in your position, but you lose money on the calls. You make money on the stock. VIX coming down to 16.5. I think my Wooga might be toast. I could get out now for about 50%, but I'm just going to hold. Seen a lot of Woogas come back in the day when it was least expected. Apple pushing up, trying to go green. Google just went green. AMD holding green. I have a feeling it is going to be a late entry on Mr. Mahomes. Let's see what those are looking like. SPX is almost to 30. 30 fly is only trading for about, well, it's under $1, maybe 70 cents. VIX back down to yesterday's high. Yeah, so real quick, and then we'll table this talk for a different time. But so Moel, look at so like for example, forget about the stock that you own in Bitcoin. We'll just use that one as an example. What if I just sold calls? And I got $1.40 credit. Well, what's going to happen if price moves up? And let's say it gets close to expiration and price is at $65 and I sold the 59 call. Well, I don't get to keep that credit. I get assigned short shares at that strike price, but I don't get to keep the credit. So just because you own the stock doesn't mean you got to keep that credit. Does that make sense? You lost on the call. You made money on the stock, right? So if you break them apart and you look at the stock, okay, price is up there, so I'm up X amount, but the calls you lost money on, which is obviously why it caps your gains to the upside. Right, exactly. I just want to make sure you understand it. Just because you got a credit for selling the call doesn't mean you get to keep it. All right, Mr. SPX, you just going to run into the close here? What's going on? IWM still hovering near highs. Bitcoin trying to pop back up to highs. Trump Daddy's still talking at the White House. So did they say when the next opinion day is potentially? Is it next Friday or next Wednesday? Got about 9 minutes till MOC. We do have, let's see. Tomorrow morning, Goldman Sachs and TSM. TSM options can be a little bit wide. That's who has earnings tomorrow morning. Let's see what they look like. Oh, 20 cents wide. No, they look pretty good, actually. I'm going to do a bullish fly on TSM. It's got an expected move of 12. Should put us at about 38. Yeah, so I think I'll do a little something like this. So the market maker move right here on TOS is the move for tomorrow for the binary event. 14 is the expected move between now and Friday's expiration. Try to get filled at $1.41. Filled at $1.37. Okay, a little dip in SPX now. Got MOC in 5 minutes. Ooh, this little dip is kind of bringing my Wooga back to potential. Wooga's got potential. Don't count Wooga out. All right, so SPX right at 15. The 15 fly is, yeah, I'm not going to even try to scalp. So I'll just try to get a later fill. I'm not going to try to get in before MOC unless I want to be able to get at least like $1.30. Give myself a little potential. Looks like Trump's done talking. Turn on my financial juice. My Wooga, 2 lots. I'll take one off at 50%. I'll let the other one go to the bell. 3 minutes till MOC. Between 00 and 10 would be max for Wooga. $15 butterflies trading for right around maybe $1. As far as scheduled news events tomorrow morning, we do have unemployment claims, Empire State Manufacturing, and Philly Fed Manufacturing all before the market opens. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 Fed speakers is what is on the agenda for tomorrow. SPX down to 12. My Wooga is green. I can't believe it. It's a Christmas miracle.
1 minute to go now to get the market on close imbalance data.
It's a Christmas miracle. VIX, little pop back up to 16.9. $15 butterfly, a little over $1, maybe $1.10, $1.15. Ten seconds.
Market on close imbalance. S&P 500 buy side 2 billion. Nasdaq 100 sell side 70 million. Dow 30 buy side 582 million. Max 7 sell side 175 million.
2 Billy buy side. Little bounce. Butterfly is still staying cheap. A lot of movement. $15 fly, still around $1.20. Wooga bouncing around break even. Needed to come back down. Don't like the 2 billion buy side for a down move, but let's see if Wooga can pull a rabbit out of its hat. Man, at this rate, it may be a couple minutes before the bell before it hits $2. Haven't seen that in a while. Got about 7 minutes. SPX back up to 16. Break even on my Wooga is right about 15, so anything under 15 would be positive. Popping back up to 18, 19. $20 butterfly trading for still $1.30. Maybe a little more. 40, 50. Got about 5.5 minutes. Now it's up to 22, 23. $25 fly trading for about $1.70 or 80. I'm going to put an order in at $2 on the 25s. Only got 4 minutes. Filled on the 25s at $2. So Wooga might be toast again. Let's get a little down move. A little down move into the close. Give my Wooga a scratch and my Mahomes a max winner. I'd settle for that. Three minutes. Back above 25. to 27. Chips are bouncing. Tesla bouncing. Oops. SPX still at 25. Got a little over a minute. Need a move away from 25. All that action, and then it sits there as soon as we get filled. NVIDIA pumping. $30. Going to need a last second move here. It's right at 25.
Order cancelled.
Well,
Order cancelled.
got it. Got a scratch. 69.27. My oh no, my break even's 28. So yeah, a little small loser. But no pin, so that's good. Wooga toast. Mahomes small loser. A lot of red for me today. Bix lost. Day trading lost. My winners were 3 Elmos hit profit targets. Otherwise, red day for me. All right, all. That's a wrap. We'll be back tomorrow. Got that little bit of news pre-market. Hopefully we get some good price action. And we'll do what we can. Got TSM in the morning pre-market, so we'll see what that does with our fly. All right, all. Take care. Have a good night. Cheers.